Is the Nomatic Peter McKinnon Special Edition camera bag the best bag in the camera business? Let's talk about it. All right, so I've been trying to do this video for a while now, and I just kept putting it off because I'm just lazy and haven't just gotten around to it. But I bought this camera bag about 6 months ago, right before my Thailand trip. And I just needed a camera bag to take with me. Didn't want to lug around a Pelican case for obvious reasons. When you're in a foreign country, you don't want to just be carrying around a big case full of camera equipment, obviously. So was looking at a bunch of different options in terms of camera bags in order to go with, and the Peter McKinnon Nomatic bag always stuck out because every time I did a search, that was always the one bag that kept popping up. But it was a little bit on the expensive side, so I was going back and forth if I really needed this bag or not, because outside of this one trip, I don't think I was going to be using it a ton, because when I normally go on my shoots, I just take my Pelican case because I can fit more in it. I don't have to put it on my back and have all that weight on my back. And for me, carrying a Pelican case onto your shoots with you, it just looks a little bit more professional when you have a big case full of camera equipment rather than walking in with a backpack. But you know, that's just me. So after going back and forth for about 2 weeks, I decided to just pull the trigger, get the bag, and I do not regret it whatsoever. For me, it's probably the best camera bag that I've personally owned. I've had about 2 or 3 camera bags prior to this, and quality wise, functionality, looks, aesthetics, it checks off every single box, and I love this thing. Now, originally this video was going to be a comparison of the Peter McKinnon Nomatic bag compared to the Wandered Provoke 31 bag that I bought probably 2.5 years ago. This bag finally copped out on me right before I was going on my Thailand trip. The zippers broke and things like that, so needed a bag. I was going to actually get the same exact bag because they came out with a version 2 where they upgraded a lot of the features, upgraded a lot of the materials, and made it a more premium bag. But I kind of decided to go a different way. Although I loved this bag when it first came out and when I had it, really working well for me. But when I started doing research on the Nomatic Peter McKinnon bag, for me, it just checked off more boxes. There's more storage compartments. The materials were a lot better in my opinion. And so that's the one that I went with. So it's not going to be much of a comparison bag, but I do want to talk about the Nomatic bag briefly, just because it is up there too in terms of one of my favorite bags, knowing that they came out with a version 2 where they upgraded a lot of the materials, zippers and things like that to make it a little bit more durable. Definitely a bag worth mentioning, definitely a bag worth checking out if you're in the market for a camera bag right now. All right, so putting the Wandered Provoke 31 bag aside, let's talk about the Nomatic Peter McKinnon bag. It's a travel bag, it's also a camera bag. And yeah, so we're going to go over some key features that this thing has throughout the video. I'm just going to throw some camera equipment in here just so you guys can get an idea of what you can fit in this thing. So first of all, the aesthetics behind the bag, it's very sleek. Not a whole lot going on in terms of branding and things like that. You do have the Nomatic and the Peter McKinnon signature right there on the front. On the back, you have the Peter McKinnon pirate skull, which is really dope. I like how they kind of mesh that in there. It's black on black, which, you know, it's not really noticeable unless you're like really looking up on it. And then on these zippers, it just has the Nomatic and the Peter McKinnon signature on them, which I think was a nice touch. So overall, really nice in terms of style, in terms of overall aesthetic and looks. Because, you know, if you guys know me, been to this channel before, I'm really big on aesthetics. I like when my gear looks good. So for me, it was a win. I do also love how high quality everything about this bag is. From the shoulder straps, very high quality, super padded. So when you're putting this thing on your back, the pads aren't digging into your neck and digging into your collarbone and things like that, which is really nice. Very comfortable to wear for hours at a time. So let's crack this thing open, show you guys the insides. Now, I wasn't a huge fan of the color on the inside when I first bought it, but it kind of grew on me. I was kind of hoping for like a red interior because, you know, think about me, you know, I love red. This, what is this, tan, beige, brownish color? It grew on me and I really like it. The divider pads, very high quality. And this is also another bag that you can kind of manipulate, move around, and move things to your liking to fit whatever you kind of desire in here. Moving on to the pouches. They have pouches up here with the mesh, so you can put like, I don't know, SD cards, batteries, other little accessories like that in here to kind of keep it secure and free up space from the actual bag itself. So you can put your accessories up here, which is really nice. And up here, There's this little Velcro tab with a nice Peter McKinnon and NOMATIC logo there at the top. But this slot up here, you can fit, I don't know, an iPad, notebook, papers, documents, keep that nice and secure. That's so much as the camera bag option for this. Also on the back, as another compartment, you have your laptop slot. That goes pretty much right there. And I think it can fit up to like a, I don't know, 15-inch MacBook, which is what I have. Slides in there perfectly, easily, no problems at all. And then you flip this thing over, you have additional pockets up here. It's open, slide that open. You can put stuff like, I don't know, keys, you have passports. But I would add though that this stuff is such high quality and like heavy duty material that if somebody were to try to zip this open and try to stick their fingers in here, there's no way you're not feeling it. They designed that, I think, perfectly just so you can have your stuff vastly secure in here. I wouldn't have a problem putting my passport in there when I'm traveling abroad or, you know, doing anything like that, or putting any type of important documents in there. So there's that extra slot. And in this slot too, just so you guys know, there's also a divider slot that's within here. So you can put stuff on this side and you can put stuff under it. So you can kind of serve as like two compartments type of thing. Just keeping things organized, which is really nice. And then we open the outer part of the bag and then you just have more compartments. So this part is if you wanted to kind of, you know, put an extra pair of clothes or change of clothes or anything like that. You have this little strap. Fold your clothes up in here, strap this thing up, keep your clothes, t-shirts, sweaters, whatever you want secure. You also have these little mesh pockets to keep, you know, wallets, keys, phones, anything like that that you can kind of imagine. And then more mesh slots over here where you can put other items, you know, chargers, cell phone, I mean, anything you kind of need or want back there. And then there's this big part, a big mesh part where you can put more clothes and just really pack this thing out. So really well designed in my opinion. Also too, forgot to mention, there's another zipper right here. So if you zip this all the way, it gives you like another extension to kind of expand the bag a little bit to fit more stuff in here. So if you pull that out, so now you have a little bit extra room to put t-shirts, socks, drawers, things like that, to give you a little more room in the bag itself. So yeah, man, that's pretty much the bag. Again, I typically use the bag for traveling purposes, or if I have a shoot that I don't need a ton of equipment, it's just like a basic run and gun type of shoot, which I don't do a ton of anymore. But if I had a shoot like that, I would take this bag instead of my Pelican case. And also too, I would take this bag to like weddings and stuff like that. So stuff that I can't fit in my Pelican case, fit extra stuff in the bag itself. And yeah, so I'll start throwing some things in here and give you an idea of how I would pack this thing out. There's a ton of different ways to go about it, so I'm not gonna, you know, waste time going over all of them. I'm just gonna pack this thing out as if I would normally do if I was going on a quick shoot, and to give you guys an idea of what you can throw in here. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing that's going into the bag is my Sony FX3. This is my main camera. This is camera A. So this goes with me on every single shoot if I'm shooting video. Never stays at the house, it's always with me 100% of the time. So we throw that in here like so. We put that on the side pocket. Secondly, I'll usually take two camera bodies with me, just in case one fails. So the other camera body is the Sony A7S III. This is not the Sony A7S III. I'm actually filming with it right now, so I can't actually put that into the bag. So this is my Sony A7 III. It's practically the same body. So we're gonna throw this in here like so. Throw that right there. So now we have two camera bodies and we still have a ton of room. So let's throw some lenses in here. Here is my 50mm f1.4 G Master with the Peter McKinnon Polar Pro Signature 2 ND filter on there. So we take that, slide that in like so. Second lens, just because I love the 50mm focal length so much, I have two of them. So this is my f1.2 version. And I like taking both 50s with me just in case I have a second shooter and I really like the 50mm so much. So I want to have two different 50mm going, or if I'm doing a sit down interview, I like having two 50s pointing at the camera just because I just think it looks so good. So we're going to take that, we bring that with us, throw that in there like so. Here is the 24-70 G Master version 1. I don't use this a ton anymore just because I'd rather have that prime look, infatuated with the prime look, but I take this just in case I need the extra flexibility or this super run and gun. I'll throw this on the lens and just have the option to zoom in and out from 24 to 70. And this is just more so like a savior at this point because I don't use a ton of them. I'd rather use prime lenses, but we'll take that with us. That goes in there like that. So I'm pretty much set with my bag in terms of camera and lenses if I was going to do a video shoot. Now, if I was going to do a photo shoot, basically I would have this same exact setup, and the only thing I would probably swap out is the A7S III, and I will replace that with the A7 IV. We slide that in there, so we'll switch that out. And yeah, bag is looking pretty good. Now we still have a ton of more room, so usually what I put in this top slot is just like anything extra that I can grab, maybe like an audio recorder. I can break down my gimbal, and that can fit also in this slot up here. Anything else like a drone, I usually take a drone with me, so my DJI Mavic 3 and the controller will fit perfectly right here as well. So for the sake of space, we're just gonna grab the drone, which has its own Pelican case. Sometimes I'll just, take my drone in its own Pelican case and not put it in the bag. But like I said, if it's just a quick shoot, quick run and gun, and I don't need to take extra things with me, I'll take the drone out of the case, throw that up here, smart controller there, so you have that, so you guys can get an idea of what that looks like. And then batteries obviously can just slide in anywhere. And typically I would put the little Bane mask over the drone so the camera doesn't and the gimbal doesn't get damaged. But just for the sake of this video, showing you guys the bag and what I would normally take on a shoot with me. And in these compartments, obviously you're throwing batteries in here, SD cards, extra accessories and things like that, just in case, you need that type of stuff. So yeah, man, that's the bag. Appreciate you guys checking out this video. If you like this video, make sure you drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.